All right. Peace and blessings to everyone who's watching now. And for those who join us later, we want to thank you so much for coming. And we are here to discuss our brother O's appeal and to make sure that everyone is on the same page as it pertains to that appeal. But first, before we do that, what I did want to do is have our sister Eve. I wanted our sister Eve to say something to the people, have a chance to say something to the people. Sister Eve, we did a Twitter space for Brother Ozone on her platform, and we are certainly grateful for that. And so we are definitely hoping that we will hear a lot more from Sister Eve uh, in the future as pertains to our Brother O's case. So without further ado, let me let Sister Eve say a word to the people.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me on the platform. As in the past, I feel like I've been a voice that's been consistent, wanting us to fight for what's ours. And I feel like our brother O was handed a bad deal, and right now we are supposed to do something about those bad deals because nobody wants it to happen to them, right? So, anytime and every time that you guys give me the opportunity to speak to the people who listen to me, I am going to urge them to say it with their chest.
Yeah.
www.othel.org is where you can go donate. It sucks that we have to ask, right? I hate that we're people who have to ask each other for help because these other people don't have to do that. They have
Mm,
coffers for days. They can give Brickgate $40,000 in 3 days, and we're
yes.
scrapping for pennies and trying to make a dollar out of 15 cents. So
Mm.
I hope people who care show that they care by helping Ozone get to where he needs to get to because those babies need their daddy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out to Sister Eve for that. Thank you so much for those encouraging words. And it was certainly heartfelt. And I certainly hope that everyone's heart felt that. We really need to help our brother. Let's see, as a matter of fact, if we can go ahead and get the website up here. Let's see if we can take a look at the website. Uh, I'm gonna try to share my screen and then we'll see if Sister Gail can put it up for us. And by the way, let me give a huge and big shout out to Sister Gail. We're on her platform streaming this, and shout out to everyone who is restreaming as well because we are our own media. Shout out to Sister Gail. She's really been doing a lot of work behind the scenes, kind of our resident engineer, I like to say, and helping us put a lot together, put these flyers together. You've been seeing some real nice flyers lately. That's Sister Gail. So definitely shout out to her for that. And as you can see, we have the website up, the Legal Defense Fund, and we see where we're at. Over $119,000 raised so far. Over $119,000 raised for us so far, but we still have a little ways to go, family. And that's why we're having this town hall meeting. We want everyone to be able to talk, everyone to be able to discuss. If you have any questions at all as it pertains to anything dealing with Brother O's case and the funds that we are raising for him, this is the time to ask that. Okay. And or make the statement. We sent out the links to everyone through your donor emails. So if you want to come up here and say something to the people, you most certainly can do that as well. Now, we do ask for those who may come up that keep in mind this still is an ongoing situation for our brother. So we still want to have some discipline of our tongue as we speak about these issues. But it is a town hall meeting, so we will let you speak. Just don't be surprised if I say allegedly afterwards, or um, the views of one person may not be the views of everybody, because we want you to speak freely. I believe in your freedom of speech, but unfortunately, we do know that we have an enemy out here who tries to use our words to convict us, even though we didn't say a thing wrong. And so we want to keep that in mind for your safety as well, and for the safety of the individuals who may be facing charges. We don't like to group together individuals who may be currently facing anything, because that's what the prosecution likes to do, to make them look more guilty. So if anything at all, we're going to group them with people who have been exonerated, and so that way, then we can show you how innocent they truly are. But just in case you don't realize how important it is to think about our actions as opposed to our words, Sister Gail, can you play that clip for us with Huey P telling us to do the exact same thing?
We operate on the axiom that in order to say what I want to say, I can't do what I want to do. To do what I want to do, I can't say what I want to say. Therefore, observe our actions, and you'll know what I want to say.
Right on, right on. So you heard it right there from the mouth of Huey P himself, and we've talked about this before, right? What's so interesting about Brother O's case and Huey P is that Huey P faced similar charges. Huey P was actually wrongfully accused of doing something to a police officer when it was nothing more than self-defense. And so they charged him with first degree, just like they did our brother. And they left some information out the trial, just like they did with our brother, on purpose, because they're going to cheat in a situation like that. And so the jury came back. They said, no, it wasn't first, no, it wasn't second, but they had no choice to give them manslaughter, just like they did with our brother. And once again, they ended up giving an enhancement, claiming that he was on probation at the time, and they gave him the maximum penalty available under that enhancement in the state of California, just like they did our brother. And so if history is any teacher to us, we know that our people at that time kept pressing, and they were able to get an appeal for Brother Huey on the manslaughter issue, and his appeal was successful. The information that was left out, it said it was a reason for reversible error, and he got a new trial on the manslaughter issue only. And this time it ended up in a hung jury, now that the true facts were out. And so at that point, the prosecution declined to prosecute again, and our brother Huey was set free. That's the roadmap we are following for Brother Ozone's case. The exact same things are happening to him. And so what we want to understand is that this is not yet over. I hear some people, they're hurt thinking about the time that they tried to give him, but this is not over. This is just halfway through. We knew the entire time that they would try to leave out information, and what they left out was very important. They left out the information as it pertains to the prior bad acts of that officer, because we know that that officer should never have been on the police force. He was actually suspended just days before this incident for excessive force. Okay, that's who we're talking about. Among other things, complained against over 10 times for excessive force. And maybe we'll get some of that out as we continue this broadcast. But, I want to make sure that everyone gets a chance to speak. So, we're going to continue. But hey, that information didn't get to the jury. And we know if it did, our brother would have came home that day. So they cheated us from that because they don't think that you guys will stay the course. But we're going to prove them wrong. And we're going to keep on keeping on and make sure that we raise the funds that we need to get our brother home. Okay? Because like Sister Eve said, he needs to be home with his children. In this day and age, so many people want to ask the question, where are all the black fathers at? Well, you got to remember, black fathers stand on business. And so sometimes we get wrapped up in this wrongful system. But we're going to need you guys to stay with us the entire time, like you've been rocking with us throughout our turmoil in this country. And together we will reach those golden shores that we dream of, and that we can sit peaceably in our parking lot without anybody bothering us. All right? Because that's all he did that night. And there was nothing wrong with that. And don't let anybody tell you not to help him just because he wanted to be free. So with that, let me first give a warm welcome and shout out to our dear sister, Sister Watchman. Sister Watchman is in the building. How you doing, Queen? If you can hear me, Sister Watchman, I don't know, she may be on a time delay. There she
All
goes.
is well, Brother Ken. All is well. How are
Yes,
you
yes,
doing
indeed.
tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm doing excellent. Shout out to the chat. I saw some names down there already. Shamashan True. Tom is in the building. Peace and blessings to you, Tom. Tom is one of those people who have been working tirelessly to help fight this fight for our brother. Shout out to you. Shout out to all of y'all. All right, Doug. We glad you're here because of Gail. Zone TV is in the building. The Cody Speaks. All right, Sister Dee Dee Taylor, salute to you, Sister Dee Dee. And thank you guys for being here. And of course, we have the Queen Callie in the building, Will Justice. Shout out and peace and blessings to y'all. JBWR, shout out and peace and blessings. Sister Watchman, you want to go ahead and speak to the people real quick?
What I want to say to all of our people is it is imperative that we assist our brother the way that he was assisted prior to all of this coming about. This case is not just about Brother Ozone. It is about each and every one of you. It is about your sons, your daughters, your aunts and your uncles, your nieces and nephews, your little cousins. It is about your moms and your dads. Right now in the state of Florida, because of this case, they are attempting to pass what they are calling the Jason Raynor Act. If they are successful in passing that act, that means the Test Me state has won, and you will no longer have the opportunity to defend yourself in a court of law. They will take away your right to self-defense against a police officer. And if something happens where you need to defend yourself and you do, the courts will then decide whether you get life or the needle. This is about me. This is about you. This is about Brother Ozone for all of us. So what I am asking you to do is go to othel.org and make a tax-deductible contribution. PLAP is a nonprofit organization. All donations are tax-deductible. For those of you who say, I don't want my money back, I'm giving this from my heart. I'm saying to you, because PLAP is a nonprofit organization, don't let the government keep it. File it. Get it back. Send it back to PLAP, just in case we need to help another brother or sister in such a case as this. We are one. What we allow was one. We give permission for all. So I plead with you on today, and I ask you to please go to othel.org and make that contribution right now. No contribution is too small. No contribution is too large. But if you got $50, $100 that you can spare, go ahead and make that contribution right now. If you can afford to make the entire retainer, go ahead and do that for our brother, for our people, and for the future of future generations. I plead with you. Show the love for our brother Othel as he has shown love for us.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All praises to the Most High, sis. Thank you for that wonderful word to the people. And for those of you who would like to come up and speak a powerful word on this situation to your people, for your people, make sure that you check your emails. We sent out the links via email for the donors. So we want to make sure that only the donors come up. But all of you who have been asking about it, I know you guys are donors. I've seen your names on there thousands of times as donors. So make sure you check your email. And if you don't have it in your email, then just email me and I'll send you the link. Okay. Just email me from your donor to email you donated with, and I'll make sure. But let me put that ken@plap.fund. That's my email address. That's how you can reach me. So if you need the link, I'll be more than happy to send it to you. Some of you already have your phone numbers, so you can just text me. I'm looking at the text as we do this live, and I'll make sure I send you the link if you don't have it. Okay. All right. Yeah, shout out to Sister Watchman for that. She's exactly right. This is how we know this case is so important, you guys. I mean, I keep telling people all the time, our enemy understands how important it is, but some of us still don't see how important it is. She touched upon that Senate Bill 1092 that's in Florida right now. that they want to try to pass as a result of Brother Othel's case. They even took it upon themselves to lie about what happened that night with our brother. They tried to claim that he took the body camera footage. And we know that's a bold-faced lie. Otherwise, they would have sure enough tried to say it at trial. Okay, but they didn't for a reason, because it did not happen. All right. And so, but we know this is what they do. They lie. I mean, there's no secret. I've witnessed police lie on the stand myself, so I know it's true. And the thing is, with our brother, all he did was defend himself against a crooked police officer. The same thing that we wish so many people we have lost already had the opportunity to do. Y'all recall what happened to Sandra Bland?
Definitely.
Yeah. You know, Sandy.
And for those who do not know, Brother Ken, for those who do not know about this case, let me give you the backstory. Othel Wallace pulled up at his apartment complex. He was parked in the back of the apartment complex. His door was open. He was prepared to get out of his car. This is private property. This is not the police domain. Your home is not the police domain unless someone has called them or they chased you off of the city streets onto the property. Officer Jason Rayner pulls up, flashes his light in his eyes. Brother Othel is trying to get out of his car. Jason Rayner walks up to him and he asks him, "Do you live here?" He asked him, "What's going on, officer? Why are you asking me, do I live here?" Instead of Jason Rayner answering him, he puts his hands on him and begins to push him back down in his car, telling him to sit, 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 as if he were a pet, and asking him continuously, "Do you live here?" He never introduced himself. He never said why he was approaching Brother Ozone. Brother Ozone continued to ask him, "Sir, what's going on? Why are you asking me, do I live here?" And what Jason Rayner did was he continued to put his hands on him. This happened in less than 30 seconds, my people. Othel Wallace attempted to leave the situation as he had a right to do so. His Fourth Amendment constitutional right was violated. He should have never been approached. No one can tell us why he was approached. As he was attempting to leave, Jason Rayner grabbed him by the back of his neck. After grabbing him by the back of his neck, Brother Othel testified at trial. He saw him going for his waistband, where he has a multiple number of weapons that he can use to harm him with or take his life. And we all know this to be true. I'm a security officer, and I carry almost everything that they carry. Okay? And this is when he knew he had a choice to let him take his life or defend himself and go. And that is what he did. Brother Othel Wallace thought that that night was going to be his last night on earth in his flesh, even after he was able to run away from the situation. And the only reason that he's not at home with his children right now is because the judge told the jury that they could not consider self-defense, which was Othel Wallace's defense in the courtroom. And for the entire trial, they were hypothetically, he could have been looking for a stolen car. Hypothetically speaking, we don't know because he's not here anymore. When you have nothing but a lot of hypotheticals, you don't have sufficient grounds to try anyone. This entire case was illegal. Yes. So I am asking you, for the love of us, for the love of Brother O, for the love of your sons and your daughters, go to Othel.org and make a tax deductible contribution. We appreciate you, but even more than us, Brother Othel Ozone Wallace appreciates you.
That's right.
He
That's
asks
right.
that we just remember him.
Oh, you gonna make me play that poem, sis? He gave us. I'm gonna have to find it. We may have to play that before we get out of here. But yeah, he made a poem going through this, you guys, called "Please Remember Me." I want to give a shout out to our brother Shamashan True. Peace and blessings, brother. You want to go ahead and talk to the people? I don't know. He may. Oh, check your mute. Check your mute, brother. Yes, sir.
Hey, shalom, Ken. Shalom, panel.
Shalom.
Hey, shalom, Queens. Yeah, all praise to the Most High that our brother's still alive, first and foremost.
Yes.
But just straight to it, because I definitely want to hear what everybody else got to say. But, and I hope what I'm about to say, you know, reaches a certain people, you know. Outside of our brother being active in the community, our brother identifies as an Israelite, you know.
Yes.
So before I get to my main thing, you know, I know of Egyptologists, I know of Muslims, Christians, Egyptologists, I mean, whatever religion you want to, all the way down to people that don't believe in anything. I done seen them donate to my brother. And one thing that really is really sour to me and some other Israelites is the lack of support. I mean, thing that bro, you go on anything that bro posts, you can see he says Kum Yashala, which means rise Israel. And
Yes.
just the lack of support from these Israelite camps,
Yeah.
especially with the 2.5 years with not only our brother Ozone, but thank God our brother Spike's home too. But even when they was both in the slammer, just a lack of
Yeah.
support from the Israelite community, specifically the Israelite camps, ISUPK, IUIC, you know,
Right.
just Israelite camps that I reach out to, you know, and it's you know,
Yeah.
it's all praise to the my bad. Go ahead, Ken.
No. I'm just echoing what you're saying. Right on.
Yeah, so no, I'm gonna begin to close with saying, you know, and I'm speaking once again to the people that claim to be in that spirit. You know,
Yeah.
don't be that hypocrite, because just like all them ones, I could tell you that I seen support, bro. You know, I've
Mm-hmm.
even seen the so-called white man that the devil, the damn white man, the devil that the Bible speak on, that y'all preach and teach, donate to our brother. So just
Come on.
because someone's not repping your banner, just because someone doesn't get down with your what's the name, whatever you want to call it, your ways, just understand that our brother, without y'all, all the haters that he thought he was a dead man walking, I'm talking to y'all too. Without y'all, this brother got the spirit of the most. This brother got the spirit, you know. And it didn't take a living. It didn't take another dead man. You know, this is a live man. They trying to revolve laws around this brother, you know, and just him with an outdate as of right now
Mm-hmm.
should just let some of y'all wake up and smell the coffee. But I'm gonna end with this. With the ones that I know are waking up and smelling the coffee, especially the ones that thought bro was a dead man walking. you Israelite camps, we speaking on the Levite brother. You know,
Yeah.
it's time for y'all to donate. His life was saved without y'all. But someone like myself and someone like our brother, just preach what you know, walk what you talk.
Yeah.
You know, all the fights that the Israelite community has got in within themselves, you know. And one thing I know for sure, and two things for certain, these white supremacists ain't scared of them at all. You know, when it comes to everything that y'all cheerlead, when it comes to a revolutionary message out of that book, how dare and please, how dare y'all neglect this one brother that is still alive. I end with that, Ken. Thank you for my time. I can't wait to hear what everybody else got to say, brother. Shalom.
Hey, Shalom, brother. Thank you so much, man. That was definitely heartfelt, you know. And I'll be honest with you at this point. This is a town hall meeting. As a fellow Hebrew brother, you know, being Hebrew is more than just wearing garments and talking a talk. You know, at its core, the reason why it's supposed to help us as a community is because we're supposed to understand how to look out for each other as a community. And we certainly all know how police brutality is the enforcement arm of racism and discrimination. So when you have a brother who stood up, like Mashayah stood up, see, Mashayah is who you call Moses. And he was accused of hitting a
And if I
police
may, Ken,
officer.
this will be
Yeah,
the last I say. And if I
yeah.
may, we are speaking on a Levite brother, the same tribe that Moses came
Moses came
from.
from. Right, right. And Mashayah is recognized as a leader in many cultures because it has always been righteous to stand up for yourself. It has always been righteous to stand up for your brother. And when he saw someone beating his brother profusely, it is written that Mashayah came and smote that man. And there was nothing wrong with that because it was in self-defense, or you could say defense of a third person. It ain't all right to let somebody sit and hit on you. And when we have strong people in our community who are able to defend themselves against this evil, we have to stand with them. We have to. So definitely, if anyone is from any of those camps and you are hearing this message tonight, please tell your brethren to have a conversation with us. We think once they have an actual conversation with us, they can fully understand that everything over here is on the up and up. Everything over here is completely legit. No one is getting paid from this. And we itemize every dollar that is spent on that website. So
Hey,
this is a
Ken,
true
Ken,
gathering of the people. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
if I may, brother, this is the side response, you know, and let me just make it very clear. I got the name Shamashwan from the IS. You understand? And Shamashwan
Okay.
is Hebrew for Samson, you know, so
Okay.
there's great brothers and sisters in all these camps. So I just need to say this to you, Ken. It's sad the response when it comes down to a cause such as this, because you don't see them Israelite camps out on the corners with guns, you know.
Right. Right.
And one disconnect I've always had, given that I you know, NFAC's in my blood, you know, just knowing how these Israelite camps look at the RBG flag and just the movement behind it. Like, anyway, so
Yeah.
just the response I got so many times is this, and I know this rings bells when I say this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we ain't fighting the cardinal battle.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. Right. And I know that's what they were going to say, but that is we never said you were, but it still doesn't mean there are not physical things that we do to manifest the win against this uncardinal battle. You
I
know.
feel deep. I feel deeper than that, Ken, because someone, you know, they'll be quick to pull out Ezekiel chapter 25, verse 13 and 14, and they'll be quick to. I mean, at the end of the day, you know what they put on camera, they talking about they want no cowards and they want warriors and this, that, and the third. Hey, look, you
Right.
know, as far as I'm concerned, the only blood y'all got on your hands, if any, is with each other, fighting on corners with each other. You know, but anyway, what that besides that, you know, I've had to just tell people straight up, like, man, you know, what's up with, you know, like, just standing on that corner with that revolutionary message that you pulling out of this Bible. How dare y'all? Because now it just look like y'all just doing pom poms and
Yeah.
cheerleading. You feel me?
Right.
How dare y'all not support with exactly the words? How dare y'all not support the actual steppers? You know?
Look, I understand. I understand how you feel, brother. Thank you so much for speaking your mind with the people today. And again, like we said before, this is a town hall meeting. My views, his views, anybody else's views up here are not necessarily the views of anyone else, or not even especially the views of our brother. We're just speaking our minds tonight. So if anyone else would like to come up and say what's on their mind as it pertains to this case, please make sure you click the link on the email that was sent out to you. We sent the email out to all donors. I saw someone asking about where's Sister Tina is. Shout out and salute to Sister Tina. We are streaming this on her channel as well. Sister Tina is a director of People's Legal Aid Project, PLAP. And so, of course, Sister Tina opens up her platform for us, whatever necessary, to make sure we get this messaging out, because we're trying to reach everybody and we only want to reach the true people. I was thinking about this today and I'm like, we have millions of people in this country. All we really need are the ones who are true. Now, I hope the number who are true reaches into the millions. But for this case alone, we literally only need 100 people who are true. That's all we need for this case. And we can continue to do the great work we've done and get it done. If we have more than that, that's even better. But the issue is spreading the message so that more who have that warrior spirit, like Brother Shamashan True, can come and see what's going on and how, hey, you know, you don't have to convince a righteous person, a smart person, you don't have to convince them that this is what should be done. Anybody in their right mind would know that by dealing with the oppression that you've been dealing with in this country. You know, I started talking about Sandy Bland, and I got a little choked up. I had to stop for a second. I'm glad Sister Watchman was there to say something, because that happened in Texas, not too far from Houston. You know, she was on her way to a HBCU even. And that guy, the way he did her, stopping her, and what she said was so true. She said, I was actually trying to get out of your way because you came up on me so fast. And that's what they do sometimes. And he pulled her over for her trying to hurry up and get out of his way, talking about she changed lanes without signaling. That's what he pulled against her. And then after he went back to his car and he checked that there was absolutely nothing wrong with her tags, nothing wrong with her license, nothing wrong with her insurance, he's coming back, getting ready to give her a ticket or a warning or whatever he was about to give her. But since he doesn't like the fact that she doesn't like the fact that he pulled her over, he picks at her. He says, "You mind putting out that cigarette, please?" Now, you notice he said, "You mind." So which means that she don't have to. And she told him that much. And so then he says, "Well, get out the car then." And that's when everything unfolded. And they trumped up the charges against her too. Do y'all understand that? I don't think most people understand. When Sandy was locked up down there, they charged her with a felony. That's why she was in there for so long. That's why it was so hard for her to come out. And she could not understand that, because they charged her with a felony. They tried to claim that she hit an officer. So this is what they do. We already know this is what they do, but it's unfortunate that many people don't have the chance to defend themselves, or some may even be afraid to defend themselves, because even if they do, then it's a possibility that they're going to send the rest of their blue gang to come and kill them anyway. And if they are somehow able to survive that, who's going to come to their rescue when they're locked up on the charge? So now we have this situation, this opportunity with our brother in real time to help somebody, because we could not help those other ones. We only heard about it after the fact. But our brother was able to survive. The Most High was with him. He was able to survive that night. And now it is up to us as the chosen people, as the children of the Most High, as the kings and queens of this earth, to stand up and say no more. And we're going to start right here with Ozone's case. We're going to stop this police brutality, and we're going to start right here with Ozone's case. Anybody else want to speak? Just go ahead and start talking. Don't get me to, I keep going.
This is why it is so imperative for us all to stand with Ozone. That is why it is imperative that we all make a contribution to opal.org. Standing together, we can stop these atrocities. We've seen many of our brothers and sisters become hashtags in the past. Our brother Othel Ozone Wallace did not become a hashtag. Now let's show our brother that we have his back. Let's stand up for and with brother Othel Ozone Wallace. We shall say, welcome home, brother Ozone. And what I am pleading with you all to do is let's make it sooner, not later.
Yes.
Go to opal.org and make that tax deductible contribution. Think about what you would want if it were you. I sit here and I tell you, I remember one day I was sitting in my personal driveway at my house, minding my own business in my car, and a police officer walked up on me. And I asked him, how could I help him? He said, I came to see what you're doing. I told him, I said, I live here. What are you doing here? I didn't call you.
Mm.
So I know it could have been me. That is why I fight so hard. I know some people are going to say, we got good cops. We have some good cops, not all good cops. And we've got to be able to admit when someone in a uniform becomes a criminal.
Yes.
And when they become a criminal in a uniform, they are no longer law enforcement. In that moment, in that act, Rainer became a criminal. It is illegal to violate anyone's constitutional rights.
Mm-hmm.
And he only did this because there was nobody back there to witness what he was doing or why. We don't know what he was up to, but we can imagine, especially since he got on his radio and called for Charlie 777. And it was revealed in the courtroom that Charlie 777 is a code that is reserved for veteran officers, which Jason Raynor was not. And for those of you who aren't down here in what they call the dirty South and don't know, veteran officers, that is normally where the bulk of the crooks are nested.
Yeah.
That is where the bulk of the bad cops are nested. Nobody knew where he was. Nobody knew why he was there. Before you approach anyone, you are supposed to call dispatch and inform dispatch as to where you are. A question that I still have to this day is, was Jason Raynor even on duty that night?
Right.
This is something that they won't even allow for discovery. Was he even on duty that night? We know he wasn't supposed to be there. There's a bigger question. Was he even on duty?
Wow.
There are so many holes in this story. And if you watch the video, if you watch that video, that body cam footage, without the news commentators trying to lie to you about what your eyes see,
Yeah.
and you watch it for yourself, if you slow it down frame by frame, you will know that this encounter with Brother Ozone should have never been possible because Jason Raynor had no business being there.
That's right.
And anytime you ask a police officer, security officer, if anytime you ask them, why are you approaching me? Why are you asking me, do I live here? They are supposed to inform you. There have been many lies, and most of them started with the media saying it was a traffic stop.
Traffic
No,
stop,
it was
yeah.
not. This was behind an apartment complex, up against the bushes on the parking lot in the back.
Mm.
Jason Raynor had no reason to be there. No one called him. There was even one sergeant, I believe it was, who was asked on the stand, can you tell us why Jason Raynor was at that apartment complex? And his answer was, I have no idea. I have no idea. Put yourself in Brother Othel Ozone Wallace's shoes. And then ask yourself, if this was me, would I want the people to fight for me?
Mm.
And I know your answer will come back yes. And once you do that, go to othel.org and make a tax-deductible contribution because your contribution matters. Our many small dollars put together will help us to reach this goal.
Yes.
Let's bring Othel Ozone Wallace home to his family, to his babies, where
Yes.
he belongs. Let's clear his name.
Yes, indeed. Sis, listen, and I see somebody in the chat, they're asking there should be dash cam video. So this is what we're dealing with this Jason Raynor guy, right? He purposely did not turn on the lights on his squad car because that would have automatically have activated his dash cam. So there was no dash cam. And then he was known to cut off the first 30 seconds of his videos by clicking privacy. So you can't even see what was occurring 30 seconds before the incident came up. This was a bad cop by every stretch of the imagination. Let's not mince any words about that. This was a bad cop. All right. And from everything that we see, it looks like he had bad intentions towards our brother that night. But we have somebody else up on the stage, so we want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to speak. Peace and blessings, brother. How you doing? See if you can hear us. Make sure you're not muted or you're not on a delay. There we go. I hear
Hello?
you now. Yes, sir. We hear you.
Hey, it's
All
Tom
right.
Slick.
Oh, all right now, Mr. Slick. Glad to see you, brother.
Yes. I wanted to ask a question in reference to what do you guys think we can do to reach our goal? Because it is imperative that we do it. And it's disappointing. There's only a few of us in here, and even with the best donation, we may not be able to reach it. So I'm open to whatever you guys, anyone out there thinks that we can do to reach that goal. I've actually spoke on other platforms to try to say, hey guys, if there's 100 of us out there, if we just did $10 twice a month, I mean, at least that's moving the chain. But people don't really respond as well as I'd like. So I'm open to whatever you guys want to do. And also one other thing.
Yes, sir.
How's Ozone doing as far as, you know,
Yeah.
snacks and this and that? Because I can't imagine what he's going through. And all of us have
Yeah.
been, you know, it's the reason why I am so compelled to a lot of things out here because hell,
Mhm.
I've experienced it too.
Right.
It's just I didn't get killed. I didn't get rough. I didn't get that.
Yeah.
But as far as it, you know, it's so imperative as I put in there, and I won't stay too long. If we start showing that we can move in a unit,
That's right.
it would make so much because then we can get lawyers to take our cases,
Yes.
even
Yes.
lawyers like what he's got, but
Mhm.
there's more. And if we were to exceed that, if we could have exceeded that goal, that inspires the lawyers that he's got to do the job, and it inspires other. I want the word inspire is not what I'm saying, but you get the point.
Right.
It
Right.
makes other attorneys more apt to just take our stuff because they
Exactly.
know that the people, black folks, are going to jump in and stand behind. Everybody else does it. And I know everybody in here is obviously just as frustrated as I am. So I'm not going to stay too long. The mist that I see on there with
Uh-huh.
the colored shirt and the yellow earrings, phenomenal. You gave a wonderful account of it, even though I saw it as well. But
Mhm.
I'm in the chat. You got my contact, but
Yeah.
if Ozone needs something, I was going to send him. The only thing I could do, I was going to order some seeds, some candy, and send it
Uh-huh.
to him, just so he knows that hell,
Somebody.
people are
Yeah.
out here still. We care about him,
Yeah.
and I reached out to you when you was out there in
Florida.
Florida, yeah,
Right.
because I was going to send y'all some money for food and hotel, whatever.
Uh-huh.
But you just let me know. Anybody got any ideas of how we can generate this money? Because it's sad, everybody in Florida, the black folks in, because what that case, that bill that she was just explaining, which I didn't even know,
Mhm.
how that's going to go. For us, it's going to be trouble. For anybody else, oh, they
Yeah.
can do that. They ain't gonna that's not going
Exactly.
to happen to them. And
Exactly.
wow, what a night. But anyway, I'm gonna
Yeah.
do my thing still. But anybody got any ideas? Let's just try to do it tonight while you're in here. If you got any ideas, let's try to
Tom.
figure it out because we have to reach that goal. We have to.
Okay, Tom. So check this out, right? You
Yes,
said
sir.
we're few in number, but we're mighty. And so I just received word from our sister Gail. Across all the platforms, we have over 40 people watching right now. Okay.
Oh, great.
Now, let me tell you, that's the magic number I've been thinking about for the last couple of weeks. We literally just need 40 people strong, and we
Yep.
can get this done.
Yep.
We can get this done. With 40 people strong, we can get this done.
So
And yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
no. So what you want to do?
Well, this is how it has to go. We've called out for the mightiest in our community. We need $100 a month for 10 months.
Okay.
Now, this is what happens for those who just simply cannot afford it, right? You just simply can't afford $100, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you get other people to do $10 a month, $20, whatever,
Yeah.
and that'll count for your 100.
Yeah.
But if each of us 40 do 100 some way, somehow, whether we're putting it in, whether we're putting part of it in, and we're getting others to do the rest. Each of us, all we got to do is raise $100 a month for 10 months, or just raise your 1,000 altogether. Either way, that's literally all we need. We are that close to finishing this goal. That's how close we are.
Okay.
So yeah, we have. I think the strongest of the strongest are here tonight. This is February 29th, the last day in February. You have a lot of people on YouTube still. They're making videos about Black History Month, history. But the best way you can honor history is by doing something now to
Yes.
continue their legacy.
Yes.
That's the best way. And that's what we're doing over here. And we're
Okay.
just so grateful, man. I'm telling you, I'd rather have 40 strong than 4,000 people who just up here for entertainment purposes only,
I agree.
Yeah. And I just feel great just having you guys, seeing some of you. We've been talking, like you said, we've been talking back and forth for months now. All of you are just, you're serious and you're real about helping our brother because you understand how important it is. Like, first of all, you have love for your people. If you're helping your brother, you have love for your people because that's what it means. That's your brother. That's your people. So why wouldn't you help him, especially in a situation like this, right? And then secondly, that means you understand how helping him is actually still helping us. It's literally helping everybody. Because all the dirty tricks they try to play in his case, that's what they do in all these little cases. When they see how strong we are and we stand for him, they ain't gonna even care about the little cases no more. They were like, "Oh, what you just had a couple of this, that, and the other on you? Well, you can go home." This is literally gonna trickle down and help all of the injustices that we have to deal with. But it starts here. We're learning so much through this process. That's why it starts here. This coming together of the strong. That's what we're gonna do to get our reparations even. Because now that we have identified who the strong ones are in the community, and so we're not confused and looking at other people who are just out here trying to make some money on YouTube. Now we've identified the strong ones. We can move forward as a think tank on everything else. But it starts here. This is the cornerstone. Because without defense, you have nothing. They tore down Tulsa, Oklahoma. There's a reason why the slave codes, which apparently they're trying to re-implement with that bill 1092, is the reason why the first thing listed on the slave codes is no Negro, free or enslaved, shall own a weapon nor defend themselves. There's a reason why, because that's the only way that they can enslave you. That's the only way that they can oppress you if you're not allowed to fight back. Exactly. That's why this issue is so important. That's why you see us here day after day, week after week, year after year, still fighting this good fight because we have it in us. And we're just asking for you to join us, for those who haven't already. For those who already have joined us, continue. Let's stay motivated. Let's stay prayed up. We have a meeting every week. As pertains to this situation, you are more than welcome to join that meeting. Let's give a shout out, a big salute to some of the people who've been donating already. Sister Gail, if you click donors, you can see more of those people come up. But shout out to everyone who donates anonymously. First of all, every time I see the anonymous donations, that really touches my heart. You know what I'm saying? We've seen some large donations come through anonymously, and we definitely want to shout you out for that. Definitely shout out to our host, Gail. And we have some other people she's listening here. Peace to thee. Leah, Shantae, shout out to you guys. A huge shout out to the Mighty 300 donation from Jessica. All right. And that gives us an opportunity to talk about this real quickly before we move on. I tell you what, let's give us a chance to talk about this. The Mighty 300. What is the Mighty 300? Y'all, all we've ever needed from the beginning was just 300 of us in this community, and we could have been had this done. Like right now, with 300 people, we're talking about probably $300 total. Roundabout, somewhere around that $300 total from 300 people. And you can do that over time, over a couple of months. Don't have to all be right now if you don't have it. But literally $300 from 300 people right now could get this done. And so you see Jessica with the Mighty 300 donation. That's where we get the idea from. Shamashan True touched up on it earlier. We were talking about Mashayah, but there was another brother. They call him Abraham. His real name is Abad Rahim. And when his enemy took his nephew hostage, he gathered 300 of his best men, and they went and got his nephew back. That's what we come from. But it's been beaten out of us through the histories of slavery. That mentality has been beaten out of us. But the ones who resisted, the ones who fought back, those mighty soldiers are on this earth again right now. And you're talking to them, and you're saving them right now. Each of us who are here fighting this good fight, we fought back from the beginning. So now they have to deal with us again. And this time, it's a culmination of all the fighting we've been doing. We have made some headway. So now all we got to do is just go to othel.org. You just kick back your feet at othel.org and you'll be fighting the good fight at this moment. Too many other people have legal defense funds to defend their people, as well as the police have a legal defense fund when they are wrong in killing our people. Amber Geiger had a legal defense fund. Derek Chauvin's legal defense fund paid for his attorney to say maybe aliens inhabited his body. Derek Chauvin's defense fund is still trying to get him out of prison to this day. So, we have to make sure that we are prepared for the fight. And the way we fight back with these types of cases is through our very own legal defense fund. And that's what we have with PLAP, People's Legal Aid Project. And we want to give a shout out to everybody who is donating and continues to donate. And right now, before we have somebody else come up, let me see if we have anybody in the back. Okay. Shout out to Sister Yakaranda. Oh, before I go any further, shout out to Mama O. I saw Mama O in the building. I don't know if I said shout out to Mama O. Shout out to Mama O. We love you. I keep
Yes,
telling
we
everybody.
do, Mother O.
Yeah. Look, at that trial, you guys, we were few, but we were strong. And every time my brother looked up and saw us, we could see that it did his heart good. But I can tell you that team was not complete without Mama O. Mama O was there, and Mama O was much needed there. We were all rocks for each other. And that's how we have to be, you guys, as a family. As a family, we can weather the storm. One year, my family, look, Miss Watchman, one year, my family, we had a family reunion. Towards the end of that reunion, all of a sudden, you know how Louisiana get. Y'all know I'm from Louisiana, North Louisiana. And it's just a storm came through real quick. And it was windy and it was strong. And we were outside. All we can do is gather together and hold each other and weather the storm. That's all we could do. So that's what we're asking of you right now. Let's gather together, y'all. Let's weather this storm. And at the end, I promise you, victory will be ours. Shout out and salute to Sister Osset, who is here in the building. Peace and blessings, Sister Osset. Go ahead and speak to the people.
Peace, family. How everybody doing?
Peace, sister.
Peace and blessings, sis.
Blessings, sister.
I don't have much because Sister Watchman, she just be taking the flow. She be raising the roof. I tell you, I be like, I don't want to go after her no more.
Yeah, I know that's right. Powerhouse.
No, but that was really beautiful. They need to be like on a commercial for Platt.
Oh,
what you said earlier when her introduction.
Yeah. Well,
I was like, that sounded like a commercial
and break it down. You already know that.
Yeah, she brought. I was like, okay.
And listen. Hello. Before you go, you guys don't leave. We are getting ready to close in a little bit. We do thank you guys for coming, but we will stay open so long as anybody else comes up. But Sister Watchman does have a treat for us before we leave. She's going to bless us with some spoken word. So make sure you guys stay for that. But go ahead, Sister Osset. Sister Osset is also a director of People's Legal Aid Project. Go ahead, sis.
No, just being brief. I just want to thank everybody who have sacrificed and committed and stayed in the fight. And this is what unity looks like.
That's right.
Everybody from day one, this is what unity looks like. And don't get discouraged that, it might not be everybody's time to see what's going on. But as long as we stay faithful and show, because we are the ones that are going to have to show everybody else the way.
Right.
So long as we stay faithful and don't get discouraged and just do what we can do. Just keep doing what we can do, even if it's just $1 or whatever, because that dollar counts.
It does.
So whatever you have on your hearts, just give. If you're not able to give at the moment, just please keep us in the giving spirit. So when you're able to,
Yeah. Yeah.
don't forget about us. This is a topic that should be spoken about at the dinner table, at
Yeah.
the family reunions,
Mm-hmm.
because stuff like this do happen at family reunions and birthday parties and all that kind of stuff. So we have to keep these moments like this in mind, so we can know what to do and know who is there for us.
Yeah, like that brother in New York many years ago. Some of y'all may not remember. What was his name? Sean had just gotten married
Mm.
that night, and he had to deal with the racist police in New York. Y'all know good and well that there are enclaves of racist cops all over this country, and one place that they certainly are is in Florida, Middle Florida to be exact, where our brother's trial was held. I was doing some research on the slave codes before we did this live, and I was looking individually at the state's slave codes, and I was looking at an article about Florida's slave codes, and the article mentioned how slave activity, as far as enslaving people, was very high along the St. Johns River, near St. Johns County and what have you. And this is where all of these events took place for our brother in that area. And St. John's is a county that the prosecution wanted the trial to be moved to. So now we see why, because that is the heart of slavery for them. In Florida. So yeah, you're absolutely right. This could happen to any of us at any moment, and we don't want it to. We're trying to prevent it. We don't want any more Sandy Blands, all right? Breonna Taylors, Freddie Grays. We don't want
Ahmaud
any
Arbery.
more Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd. I'm from Houston. Houston stood up. The whole world stood up. Y'all saw what happened. The whole world was enraged. And so you're going to let this prosecution come with these inflammatory statements about things our brother allegedly may have wrote on social media during a time when the whole world was mad? Come on, y'all. Come on
Okay.
now. Don't be weak in the knees on me now. Come on, stand tall. Anything they say to you is a lie, and the truth ain't in them.
And
So,
ask yourself, how could they allow Othel's social media
yes,
to come into the court during the hearings, but not one
of Rainers. Come
of
on.
Rayner's
Come on.
social media actions came into the courtroom?
Not
Not
a
one.
one. And I'm sure he has something to say about the whole George Floyd incident. I'm sure he did. But, you know, that wasn't going to come in. But they were going to look for anything. That's how they do. They try to make us look guilty. None of those things on social media had anything to do with what happened that night. But they throw it out there to see if it sticks. And then, you know, people who are against us, they're going to come up to you. You got to tell them, get behind me, devil. That's what you got to tell them. You got to turn a deaf ear to your enemy. Anybody talking like your enemy, you got to turn a deaf ear to them too. All right?
And they've
Because
been
they're
doing
going
And
to
I
that for a
always try
remember
to
long
when
make
the
it
time.
worse
internet
than what it
first
was.
came
Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
they had this commercial that they played all the time. And the commercial said, "You can't believe everything you hear on the internet.
Come on now. Yeah,
You can't
exactly.
believe it." This was the commercial. You can't believe everything you hear on the internet.
Right.
And they would show some guy trying to date a girl. And then when they met up, the guy was somebody totally different from the photo she had seen.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've heard a lot of our young people say, everything you see on the internet is not real.
Yeah.
The
Right.
internet ain't real. It's just for play.
It's just for
Well,
play.
I'm here to let you know tonight, my brothers and my sisters. It may not be real to you, but if you post it on the internet and the courts choose to, they can use it against you. That is what they did for our brother when he was simply expressing his anger and rage for the mistreatment that he felt like he was receiving on Instagram.
Oh,
He
man.
himself very well in the courtroom.
I am not gonna
And if you
lie.
go back and watch the trial, I promise you,
Yeah,
you will be proud of our brother.
that's
He
right. That's
stood
right. I was
his
about to say
ground.
that. That's right.
He
That
stood his ground.
I might be able to play that clip. I'll find it and I'll see if Sister Gail can cue it up once I find it. In the meantime, because I mean, he just really shredded their case to pieces. I mean, he shredded their case to pieces. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm talking about Instagram, and
And for those of you,
anybody can relate to that. Yeah, go ahead, sis.
who are not familiar with this case, I want to let you know that you can find the entire trial itself on Brother Y2 Kenyon's YouTube page. The entire trial.
Yes.
And it's long and lengthy. But I promise you, if you take your time and just listen, you don't even have to watch it, just listen to it. Something's going to catch your attention and you're going to stop what you're doing and you're going to turn around and start watching because you're going to hear the injustices taking place inside of that courtroom.
That's right. That's right. Exactly.
Bro, Ken, is it an 8-minute clip?
No, that one's a little. It's a little shorter. It's a little shorter than that. I'm trying to find it right now for us. Because we're getting ready to close anyway. Oh, I did want to say this. I saw Tom mentioned something in the chat. What Gail was saying is that you guys, our legal defense fund is so legit. All right, that you can deduct whatever you donate from your taxes. Okay, so let's say, for example, it's tax season right now. Whatever you donated last year you can claim that as a deduction. Any donation to us is tax deductible. Okay, this is a bona fide, certified legal defense fund.
And
All
for
right.
those of you who say, I don't want it back, it was a gift, do not let them keep it. Yeah. You get it back and put it back into Othel.org. Right. Keep the train fueled with what is available for you to take.
Exactly. And I think, Sister Gail, I think I have something. I'm going to see if I can share it. I'm going to try to pull it up, and you can pull it up for us. Let me remove some of this other stuff from the studio so we can make sure that you pick up the right one. So this is a video file. I just downloaded it real quickly from my channel. Ozone trial, the quick recap. So you can go ahead and play that, sis, if you see it. Can you see
and
it
for
down
those
there?
who are in the studio audience, send a message out to your brothers, your uncles, your dads. Tell them all to tune in because I have something just for our men coming up shortly.
Yeah. I do want to give a shout out to our dear sister Denise McClendon in the house. She did lose her daughter a few years ago, and we think it was definitely some foul play involved, and that's why we're here. We want a better life for everybody, and I think about everyone who we could not save when I think about Brother Othel, and that's why I want us so desperately to make sure that we get our brother home, y'all. I mean, that's going to feel so good. That's going to feel so good. So we need for you warriors to continue what you have been doing to keep this fight alive. You've donated. Tom said he's donated to so many people under so many names. I guess I'm not exactly sure what you're saying, Tom. Hit me up, Tom. We'll make sure you get a list of all your donations. I just need every email address you donated under, and I'll make sure I give you a copy of every donation that we have for you, so you can see where you can claim it at on your taxes. I was going to ask Sister Gail, do you see this video I have down here to present? I can't hear you, sister.
Situation outside of my control. You know, I just did what I could to survive the encounter because I didn't know, you know, how it was going to end for me after I realized, you know, him going for his waistband.
How certain were you that you had to react the way you did?
There was nothing else I could do. I was backed in the corner. I tried to leave. I tried my hardest to get an understanding. You know, I seen him reaching for his, you know, waistband where I know that there's, you know, multiple amounts of weapons that could be used to cause, you know, me harm or death. And being in this situation, I'm not sure how people, you know, how other people would react. But in my perception, I felt that this was the only option I have after I had tried everything else. You know, there was no other effort that I could have put into walking away safely, and that was the best thing I could have did to preserve, you know, my being.
And you said, fuck these crackers and their power, I'm speaking to them. You didn't care, right?
I'm talking about the people of Instagram who have the power to shut down my Instagram.
Is Instagram a bunch of crackers?
I'm not sure if it is, but
You refer to that as law enforcement officers as crackers?
no, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Well, you refer to law enforcement as pigs, don't you?
No, sir. When I say the word pigs, I'm not specifically always talking about police officers.
What's she talking about?
I'm talking about people who don't see me as human.
If you read it, it progresses. You were going to get banned because you were posting about killing police officers. And he said, you better watch out. We need you to be out there, bro. We still need you to be around. And then you say, I don't give a shit. I don't care. I'm going to post what I want to post.
It's not true.
Well, why would you write that?
Because Instagram monitors, and I'm frustrated with them. So I'm just referring to them specifically.
So when you say, I hope they're listening, fucking brother, you just don't know how close I am. What, are you close to canceling your Instagram account?
Yes.
Damn. Boy, that hit right there. He shut that boy up with that one. You hear me? Yes. And anybody could tell. That's the truth. That's the truth. Like, you've dealt with, especially if you have a platform, and especially if you're trying to bring out some truth, you have dealt with these platforms trying to shut you down, and it can be very frustrating. It can. But they were just trying to pick at straws, anything they could, to try to say that this man was guilty of what they were claiming, and it just wasn't true. It just wasn't true. So when he hit him with the yes, I can't believe that man opened himself up for that punch. I just can't believe it. I mean, you know, he may have saved his own life with that one statement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because anybody can agree, especially for those young people who are on the jury. They can be like, yeah, dude, Instagram is out of control sometimes.
Yes, because there was a part where he asked the police officer, he asked the prosecutor, he said, do you know if the police officer are on Instagram watching my account?
Right. He did. Yeah. And then the prosecutor, he didn't want to answer that one because y'all know we think our brother was targeted anyway. That's what I'm saying. We can't just let them cheat us and beat us and then we don't do anything about it. Talking about, they got some words from him on Instagram. You know, the same people who are saying something about these so-called words are the same ones who lift up the people in the past. They have whole shows about rebellions in the past. Listen, what was that young lady's name? Mary Turner, I believe, who they did the most awful of things to her. I don't even want to repeat what they did to her, but y'all know what they did. Y'all know what they used to do. And if you think somebody was alive during that time and they saw them do that, don't you think they would have had some choice words for those people?
Most definitely.
Like, we ain't finna get mixed up over no words. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but what I said was not illegal. So, that's something your enemy would try to tell you. So you want to be careful. You don't want to be supporting your enemy's case unawares. All right? So we do want to give a shout out to everybody who's been donating. We see the donations are still coming in. Man, we have to end the broadcast, but we don't want the donations to end. That's for sure. We got Jeremy in the house, Ray, JBWR. Salute to you, my brother. Man, we appreciate everybody. And all we need to do is whatever you can afford, do that every month. We 40 strong. Whatever chat you're in, you may not see 40 people, but we are broadcasting this across many channels. And so in total, we have over 40. And I promise you, y'all, if each of us 40 just raise $100 a month, we can get this done. We can get our brother home because they left out the bad acts of Rainer. Do y'all understand what type of so-called police officer we dealing with? His own father testified that he had to take the police exam 4 times before he passed it. Okay? His own fellow officer testified that Rainer was dying of AIDS. So we wonder, what was his state of mind that night? Was one of his dying wishes was for himself to kill a black man? And you gonna let him get away with that? You gonna let our brother pay the price for that crooked cop? Our brother is almost home, y'all. We done beat down. This is our brother, like you said. We done beat, allegedly, this is how our brother like to say it. We done beat the death penalty. We done beat the life in prison. So y'all, all we got left is to beat this 30 years. And to me, that's the easiest part. That's easier than life and death.
Yeah.
We just have to continue doing what we've been doing. We already been doing it. We know what to do. Continue to do it.
Let's bring our brother home.
Let's bring him
Ken, I
home.
didn't know you was gonna show that clip. You got me out there crying.
Oh, baby girl, I didn't know that. Yeah, all praises to the Most High. Listen, y'all, this is very touching for us. And I know it's touching for you. That's why you're here. You could have been anywhere at all tonight, but you here. And I love you. I love you so much. I love my people. I hope y'all can feel it. Because I can tell you do, because you are still supporting this cause. You understand that what we are fighting against is the slave code. And until we get that slave code up out of here, we can never be free.
Mm-hmm.
This is a case where you don't take to the street.
Yeah.
You take to your wallet.
Yeah.
Take to your bank account. Take to your Cash App.
Look here. Our brother said, he made a statement the other day, allegedly. He said the pen is mightier than a sword. So that's why we as a people, we realize the next step. See, that's where those camps get it wrong at Shama Shrew. All right. Yes, the battle is not ours, it's the Lord's, but we are his battle axes. Yes, we're fighting against wickedness in high places, but sometimes that wickedness try to reach out and touch you, and you have to cut his finger off. All right. Everything we're supposed to be doing as a people is for us to practically live on this earth and protect ourselves. So our brother had to protect himself that night. Now we, the people, have come together with a pen and drawn up a legal defense fund that we can use to fight against this oppression hereafter. Peace and blessings. Shout out to Sis Lady Rules in the building. Always glad to see you when you come up. We had some more people come in. David, we see you down there. Who else? I'm hitting the wrong thing. Anybody else who came in I don't get to see? Peace and blessings to you. We're glad to have y'all here with us. All right. So with that, I guess we want to thank everybody for showing up and remember to call. Listen, if you want to help more with what we're doing, if you want to be more boots on the ground with it, you can go to the website. Let me see if I can share the website, Sister Gail, and you can put it up, and that way, hopefully, they can see what I'm doing. Let me share screen. And Otho Wallace. Okay, Sister Gail, if you can put this up on the screen where I'm sharing the website, thank you so much. You guys, at the top where it says plap.fund, you can click that. Let me make sure y'all can see this. Yes. And if you're on a laptop, this moves. All right. This is how much talent we have in our community, y'all. This is how much talent. We don't have to get a GoFundMe. I mean, there's two things about that. I mean, first of all, we need our own everything anyway. Amen. And the second thing is, if they get upset with us and want to take it down, we ain't got to worry about that. But you see, this moves. You can put it where you want to, but this is called a Mighty 300 Challenge. All you got to do is sign up right here. Only thing we really need is your email. Everything else is optional. We ain't trying to get in your business. We just want to know who wants to come and be boots on the ground. We got to contact you some kind of way. We don't even want your real name. Just give me your preferred name, what you want to be called. And the email is all we need. And then you click submit. And what that'll do is that'll alert us that you want to come to the meetings and help us to figure out the best way to be able to help Brother O. So y'all make sure y'all do that. Make sure you go to the website and sign up at plap.fun. We get 40 strong up in there. Oh, we can bring Ozone home for sure, without a doubt. So with that, thank you, Sister Gail, for putting that up on the screen. Hold on, let me refresh this because mine's showing the old donation amount. There we go. Othel coming home. Shout out to Othel coming home with the donation.
Othel's
With the
coming
mighty.
home.
Come on, that's
We
right. That's
shall
right.
say, welcome home,
We
brother
sure shall.
Ozone.
And it's going to be a beautiful moment, like he said. It is going to be a beautiful moment. And he's halfway there. We got to do the rest, y'all. We got to go on, finish strong. I was about to make a sports reference, but I'm gonna stop. But anybody, we're gonna go ahead and get ready to close this broadcast. But before we do, Sister Watchman, are you ready to grace us with some beautiful poetry?
Yes, I am, Brother Ken.
You have the floor, sis.
This piece is entitled, I Behold a King. When you look back to face your enemies, you will never observe me among them. You will find me staying the line and shouting, back up off of him. He is among the kings that I admire and adore. Their actions I attest and abhor, as you are worthy of me fighting for. I honor you and the blood that flows through your vein. No matter what others do, my heart will never change. As a queen, a servant, or a helpmeet, I will proudly fix your meal or simply wash your feet. As a partner, a sister, daughter, mother, aunt, cousin, or a niece, I will work diligently to bring you great peace. I would never cast a stone upon your head. I am here to uplift, support, and defend you instead. I am not one to deny your plight, nor your story. I am the queen who will enable you to bask in your glory. This is my truth. It's not just a spoken line. You are not just my beginning. You named everything. When I see your brown skin, I behold and honor a king.
All praises to the Most High. That was beautiful. I like that one. Sister Watchman shared that one with me before this broadcast to make sure we had everything set up, and I absolutely loved it. I did. I call it her ode to the black man, and we're gonna so-called black man, right? And you can tell she loves her people. She loves her black kings, and I love my black queens. I'm gonna tell you, sister. Sister Osset marched with us in Tulsa in memoriam for the lives we lost. And the part that got me the most out there is when we chanted, I love you, Black Queen. And the women would answer, I love you, Black King. That was the most powerful moment out there. But we got to remember, y'all, these words, we can't just say them in a march. We got to live them in our lives. All right? So make sure you show some love for your people at othel.org, because this is what we're going to use to propel us forward, y'all. Sister Asa, you want to give some last parting words before we leave?
Thank you for all your hard work, Brother Ken.
All praises to the Most High.
Thank you for you. I mean, I know you probably had 3-4 nights that you don't even go to sleep for all the work that you do behind the scenes that I'm grateful for. And so thank you for believing in us and, calling upon us to be your second hand. So yeah.
Oh, you know what? Before I forget, y'all family, if you enjoyed yourselves tonight, y'all make sure y'all come right back here on March 30th. You know what time it is.
Mm-hmm.
This time, the theme is 30 for no 30. Okay? The attire will be traditional wear, and the main theme will be a family affair. So y'all make sure y'all come and join us as we celebrate our brother's solar return on March 30th. And we are asking for 30 for no 30. I'm telling y'all,
Mm-hmm.
they got a saying down there. We're gonna hand them years back to them. That's what we about to do.
Mm-hmm. Slap them
Thanks,
back in
but
their
no
face with
thanks.
it.
We handing them right back to you. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Mama O said, yes, sir. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. We're a part of something that you're gonna cherish for a lifetime, and you're gonna tell this story to your children and your children's children. Let's just go ahead and finish strong, y'all, so we can go ahead and
Mhm.
give,
Yeah.
the best version of that story that we can give. Peace and blessings. Shout out to Ann P. Yes, yes, indeed. Bring O home. That's right. That's right.
Yeah. 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 Be a
Sister,
part of that resistance.
yeah, yeah. This is the
But
hardcore, y'all.
yeah.
Y'all are a part of the hardcore. Some people think it's about trying to walk the middle of the line to satisfy your enemy. But no, no, no. Too much blood has been shed of our people to do that. We got to
Too
stand on
much.
business. That's what we got to do. All right. We ain't softening up nothing to help them digest it. They're going to either want to walk in truth or get walked over. Period. Point blank. So y'all, let's keep marching. We marching right now. We ain't marching in the streets.
Yeah.
We marching on Otho.org. That's what we doing.
Mhm.
That's what we doing our marching
We're
at these
bringing
events.
our brother home.
Yes, indeed. So go ahead,
We're
Sister
fighting for
Watchman.
the living. We are fighting for the survivor. Let's bring
Mhm.
our brother home. Othel.org.
Yes, yes,
Put it in
absolutely.
your address book so you don't forget it. Othel.org. And every opportunity you get, think about Brother Othel Ozone Wallace. You go and get these big fancy meals, spare something. Put a meal to the side every once in a while and cook at home and send something to Othel.org. Help us bring our brother home. I know some people smoke, drink, whatever it is you do, sacrifice it once a month and send something to Othel.org so that we can bring our brother home where he belongs to his children. My King, you all are divine.
That's
We
right.
love each and every one of you. This fight is mainly about you. So let's bring our brother home.
All praises. All praises. Thank you so much for that, sis. Sister Gail, did you want to say anything to your audience? Thank you for allowing us to come here and share this moment with you and your chat. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to all the chats who are watching, everybody who restreamed this. Shout out to you. You are amongst the mighty ones. Sister Gail, do you want to say anything to the people before we get out of here?
I just want to thank y'all for staying on top of this and keep fighting a good fight. Thank everybody who donated whatever they could, who shared the link when they couldn't. Continue to share the link out to your family and friends and everybody in your network. Bring ozone home.
Bring
Already,
us home.
already. And for you guys, on my channel on YouTube, Y2 Kenyon, letter Y, number two, KENYON, we are bringing you nonstop news and information as it pertains to Brother O's case. So if you want more information or you want to see more footage, like Sister Watchman told you earlier, check out my channel. So with that, I think that's it. This has been a lovely night. This has been a lovely night, and I was glad to share it with y'all, to all the real ones out there. Shout out to you. And and we're gonna organize some in-person things too, with you real ones. And because we're building a family, we're building a nation, we're building a community, y'all. And you know, I couldn't think of better people to build it with than you guys. And we're real. We're true. We're the true warriors. You know, this is your true army who will stand up for you. All right. And we're gonna learn together and everything. So with that, make sure you keep going to Otho.org, keep having shows and telling everybody you know. And until next time, we love you. All praise be to the Most High. Shalom.
Peace.
Peace and blessings, family.